Hey, thanks for clicking on my video. Today we're going to explore my 2020 Subaru Crosstrek. I like to explore the backcountry and overland a little bit and camp. We'll walk through what I've done to the vehicle to make that experience a little bit better. We're going to start in the back. Let's go. And here we are at the back of the vehicle. One of the first things I did, because there's no rear power in the back of a Subaru, I put in a dedicated 12-volt outlet. I'll throw a couple pictures up of what I did with that. If interested, I can go in a little bit more detail of how I got it in there, where I got the parts, and kind of more detail to what I did. But it's a 12-volt outlet with a voltmeter, and then it has a 12-volt cigarette type lighter, and then 2 USB ports. There's a headlamp back here that stays plugged in back here, so it's always ready to go. And then a frustrating thing, you try to be prepared. You put a flashlight in your vehicle for emergency situation, and you go to use it and it's dead. So what I did is I found this Streamlight flashlight on Amazon. It was on a sale, and it's flat, so it doesn't roll. So as you sit it down and you're doing work, it's not going to roll away from you, but it's always charged sitting back here. It's 1,000 lumens. It has its own little cradle that it sits in back there, so I'm always prepared. You know, at camp might have forgot a flashlight or something, or out exploring, go into a cave. I always have a flashlight back here that's ready to go. And then I just have a splitter, and then my 12-volt fridge sits back here and plugs right in here, and then that's ran directly into the battery. And then never had a time when this has drained the battery all the way down, and then that fridge stays running. Underneath here, where normally a spare tire would be, I just have some other essentials, and we'll go into what I did with the spare tire here in a minute. Just some essentials that if you ever need them, they're nice to have. Jump box, this is bought at, I believe, Costco. Pretty nice jump box. Comes with the cables, and it comes with the it's a 1500 amp hour. Never had to jump my own vehicle, but I've jumped multiple people's vehicles with this. And then raincoat. Utah weather's kind of unpredictable, nice to have. Work gloves. And then it's getting into fall, but kind of the cooler season. I have extras of hat and gloves. A friend of mine a while back told me a saying of having one is having none, having two is having one. So that's why the duplicates of hat, gloves, extra pair of socks, usually have a pair of winter boots back here too. And then there's gaiters if it gets really bad. And then a duster to keep the car clean. And that's kind of what I have back here. Makes a nice little out of the way storage, and then I still have full access to back here. The rubber mat came with the car. This thing's awesome. To have a full-size spare while out on the trail is extra peace of mind. Not necessarily a necessity, but I found a used rim off eBay for fairly cheap, and then I was getting new tires, and the spare and the old tires had pretty good tread on them, so I took the one with best tread and made it the spare. Luckily I haven't had to use it ever, but it's still a good idea. Better peace of mind to have that on the trail than not have one and need it. And then the mount is a rigid armor mount mount that will fold down so you can access the rear tailgate still, and then you can still put things on the hitch of the vehicle. It's open on the end, and then it just has a clip and a pin that secure the hitch when it's in the upright position, so then you can travel like that. First upgrades I did when I got the vehicle was put new tires on it. These are the Falcon Wild Peak AT Trails. Great tire. I've had these on other vehicles. They're mud snow rated. Any trail that I go on, I don't have any worries if the tires are gonna get me through the trail. Favorite upgrades I've done to the vehicle besides the tires would probably be these aux beam ditch lights and brackets. The Rigid Trail makes these brackets. There's a few companies out there that make brackets for Subarus, but these were a good design, really well built, powder coated. And then the aux beam lights came off another vehicle build, and these have been running great, super bright for on the trail. And then as well as a aux beam headlight upgrade. It's an LED headlight that is retrofitted to fit the factory opening, so you get a upgraded LED headlight, super bright. Very happy with them. So down in front here, only things I've done is the same aux beam ditch lights. I think these are an 80-watt light. They come with a clear or a amber light on them. Like the ambers down low in snow or dust from a trail. These really cut through so you can actually see the road. Where the other light, a white light, you can't see because of how the light refracts off of the snow or dirt. And then just a bracket for a license plate bracket, and then a license plate that I found off of Amazon that was kind of cool looking. Up here we have different cords that power iPads, my Zoleo device, and then one other micro USB connected directly to battery from a fuse panel, from a fuse box, and then my Zoleo GPS device sits up here, so it gets better satellite reception. Two-way messaging with something like this. Never had to use the SOS on it, thankfully, but it works great for two-way messaging when up on the mountain or out of cell service area. This mount can do a 1/4-20 camera mount, so GoPro, something like that, can sit on this and then get a perspective out the front of the vehicle. These different ball mounts bought separately than this mount here, but these come in really handy. They just slide off of here, and then you have the iPad mount over here, bigger map, download offline maps, so I have them for the trail. And then these just slide into the tracks, and then you just kind of screw them down until they're tight wherever you want them. And then that's kind of what I have up there. I'm up top. Then that ram mount is screwed into this piece of plastic trim right behind the radio. So then it is really stable, doesn't go anywhere. The stuff on it doesn't go anywhere. That trim's easy to move. You just remove the vent, and then this piece will come off of there. And then moving down, haven't really done many upgrades to the inside, but I'll put a picture of this up. But it's trim that goes over the factory trim, and then just adheres with double-sided tape. And then the orange knob covers, those have 3M tape on the inside of them, and then they just go over the factory knobs. There's orange stitching all along the front of the dash that it kind of accents that. When I found that on Amazon, that was kind of cool. If interested, I can put links in the description down below for that. Down, I have a Midland two-way radio. This is the MXT series radio. So all the controls are right here on the front panel. This is a GMRS radio. You do have to have a license for one of these, but they're good for life once you buy it. These have a lot better range than the plastic wrapped walkie-talkies you'd say get from Walmart. And then that just kind of hangs out over here. So up top in the attic here, we have impact, make it easy to change tires, recovery rope. It's from Harbor Freight. Compared to the other recovery ropes, it's about half the price, but still great quality. Air compressor hose, and then air compressor is that on that end. So if I do have a flat, I can fix it myself on the trail. And then a Smitty built tire repair kit, redundancy with gloves, bracket for Rotopack mount is right back here. And then the box is just from Harbor Freight. They market it as a gun case, drill holes in it, and then use the slides that are on this rack, and then put it right on the rack. Works great, low profile, and not nearly the cost of all those other boxes that are out on the market. Oh, hey there. Almost forgot the most important thing. But while we're here, always remember, you are worth it, and always stay humble and kind. And until the next video, we'll see you later.
Just west of the river, Mississippi mud running in my veins. And on the road is where I found freedom. And hotel rooms is where I found peace. I spent my whole life running my world. It's gonna be a long way home. And it's gonna take my heart and soul, my heart and soul. We started off before I started school. Mom and Dad said we're headed south, we're gonna move. Well, I hung on for a year or two after, but I forgot that house and trail ridge road. I spent my whole life running from my world. It's gonna be a long way home. It's gonna take my heart and soul, my heart and soul. I only see you now in memories, or in the night on a long drive through. Someday I'll put off the road somewhere near Easter morning, and I'll find that little church where my family filled the pews. I spend my